Just doing a quick mic check. See how we sound. See how we sound. Perfect. And finally, let me check YouTube real quick. Checking audio. Checking audio. Very good. All right, what's up, Twitch, YouTube, and Kick? It is great to be back. I was on vacation for a week, and I have been playing off stream a lot. Got a fire cape. Setting up to do Lost City quest. Need to get that fairy ring. Teleport unlocked. Yo, what's up, Eternus? What's up, man? How you doing? Have you started cutting that wood in real life yet? You know you got some trees chopping in the yard. How's the camera look? Do we look good? Does it look good for the radio? Don't clip my hand doing that. People will get the wrong idea. Thinking I'm throwing up like old school gang signs or something. Hell yeah, bro. Oh, I don't know why you're not a moderator in this chat. Let me fix that real quick. Stupid. Why do I get so retarded anytime I have to do anything? Oh, there we go. Where the fuck? The fuck? It didn't work. Gotta do it on the other thing. I'm confused. Did I use the wrong slash? There we go. There you go. God damn it. Now you need to figure out how to do all that hard stuff. Fuck. $55 Smith gonna shoot for 70? What the fuck's that 70? Do we need that for an important thing? Apparently I'm 35. And I'm just a few woodcuts shy of starting the Lost City quest. Need higher for achievement diaries? What's so good about these damn diaries? Why has everybody got such a hard on for diaries? We used to make fun of people who cared about diaries. Remember those days? We used to PK them. Just doing my arson at the same time. Get my arson level up a little bit. Multi-chat window is in read only. Okay. Quest. Need higher for achievement diaries. The items they give you and unlocks for certain tasks around the game. The diaries give you items. What is this? A play to win game? The fuck do the diaries give you? And how do I see if I have any diaries, Justin? Achievement diaries. Do I need to redeem something? Or did I just not complete any yet? Desert. Catch a warbler. Does it say what the rewards are? Yeah. I see that quest icon green thing. That's funny. Remember back when it was just the one thing and it was blue? That was the only thing we had to worry about. Now there's a whole diary here. What do they unlock? This is actually good content, Justin. I appreciate that. I'm going to clip me being stupid earlier. Boom! That's at least one view. From you. I love you. You. It's too cute. Sorry, I'm big gay today. They are on the Optimal Quest Guide plugin too. Oh, okay. That's good to know. I think I'm missing the core concept of the diaries. Is that like trophies? Or challenges? What You don't have to explain the whole game to me. I'm just glad you're here. I'll figure it out on my own time. You know how I get. $29 fire! That's a big day. That's big. That's huge for the account. What can we do now? Burning. Oh, I need to be doing some willow logs now. Almost. Almost willow season. Have a great time mowing and hop into the Discord if you want to chat. Are you able to do that, by the way? Fuck it, I'm just gonna go into Discord. If anyone shows up, they show up. If they don't, then they won't. Mic check. There we go. Fuck, bro. T-Walls, what's up, my friend? I was in Denver for about a week, couple weeks, almost a couple weeks. Oh, wait, that's not true. I was in Denver for 1 day, and I was in Breckenridge for like 6 days. And I've been making videos, even though I haven't been streaming. Those have been going pretty well. How you been, buddy? It was a wonderful trip. I tell you what, man. I was even thinking about doing some like in real life content, and to be honest with you, I just got so lost in my trip, and it was just fabulous. I've been playing RuneScape off stream a lot because the mobile adaptation of this game is great. So you can basically play the exact same game, minus, of course, you won't have any of the plugins like the quest helpers that I have now, but we have been able to optimize efficiency on our phone and my laptop. Busy, man? Hell yeah, man. You're always very busy. How you doing? You looking good, man. I've seen some of your stuff recently. Level 30 arson. 30 arson. Hey, kitty. Your shirt's on inside out. Your shirt's on inside out. Just doing a stream to get a couple videos real quick. So far, I've gotten quite a few videos already, and we have only been streaming for like a little bit, teeny bit, less than 30 minutes. T-Walls just walked in here. Justin's mowing the lawn. He popped in here too. Just made him a mod. Riley's very excited to show you her Lammy. Sorry about that, everybody. I was just having a secret conversation off stream. Hydrate! I got black water, bro. I love you, baby. $34 wood choppers. This is how I do quests in the game. When I find out I want to do something, I look up what it is. It's always a quest I have to unlock. Then I start doing the fire making. Optimal quest guys says Lost City, then Fairy Tale. Then I can start using the fairy ring so I can stop running marathons around the entire map. I keep running past these fairy rings. Like, I sure do wish I could use these fire rings. Fire cape with no fairy rings is crazy. I know! I know. We finally got our quest to 90 points. Robin Hood hat while chopping wood is crazy. I don't care. This is fashion. Using a black axe is even crazier. Okay. Yeah. Well, what could I use? 30. I'm 34, so I could use adamant wood cutting axe now. But we're just trying to get a couple more levels. No big deal. What? Arson level 31.
The most famous RuneScape players of all time. His PKing videos would get hundreds of thousands of views during RuneScape's golden years. However, he had a dark secret. The very same fans who worshipped him would soon become his victims in elaborate scams. And when Jagex caught on to what he was doing, they messed up pretty badly with their punishment. This is the true story of Elfmage. Our story begins back in 2006 on a website called RuneScape Community. At the time, it was one of the largest RuneScape fan forums and had hundreds of active users browsing it at all hours. The forum had sections where you could discuss recent updates, buy and sell goods, and even get homework help with questions like, what is square root? And stoning, the killing type in North America. But the most popular section by far was player kills. Here you could show off screenshots and videos of the best kills you got in the wilderness, or enviously scroll through others. Now, watching videos here wasn't like how it is today, where you can just click on one and it'll start playing. Videos were uploaded to websites like Mega Upload and Rapid Share, where you could then download and watch them. Now, this was a tedious and sometimes lengthy process. You might spend 10 minutes downloading a video, only to realize it wouldn't open properly, or just wasn't what you were expecting. To try and avoid this, players would download videos from community members who had been posting their videos for a long time. The best videos, those usually edited with Windows Movie Maker to include some cool effects and edgy music, would receive hundreds of replies. And players who consistently put out good videos would become mini celebrities in the community. At the time, PKers were the coolest players in RuneScape, and everyone wanted to be the best. Little did the community know, a legend was about to emerge from this ocean of hopeful players, Elvemage. Elvemage had joined RuneScape community in mid-2005, watched countless PKing videos, and feeling inspired, decided to start making his own in late 2006. Like most content creators, myself included, his early videos weren't all that impressive. They were mostly compilations of him fighting green dragon killers, who most of the time were bots who wouldn't fight back. However, he could definitely hold his own whenever another PKer came across him in the wilderness. Elvemage was PKing in a way that had yet to be adopted by most of the PKing community, hybriding, basically switching between two different combat styles while fighting. In Elvemage's case, he would swap between magic and ranged. Today, swapping styles is like Combat Basics 101, even your grandma can do it. But in 2006, most players picked their favorite combat style and just stuck with it. But what really set Elvemage apart from the crowd was that he uploaded his videos to a new little site called YouTube.
The first
Here,
RuneScape
people didn't have to
YouTuber.
worry about downloading videos and could easily access his whole content library just by visiting his channel. Elvemage's presence on the RuneScape community forums and his YouTube channel would grow quickly. He would keep uploading videos and would soon begin to make friends with some of the most famous PKers of RuneScape's golden era, like Bloodhound34 and Kids Range. But the most influential friend he made is probably someone you've never heard of, Fearney86. Fearney was another PKing video creator, but with a much smaller audience. He was mostly known for his PKing team called Live to Lure. This team was, unsurprisingly, based around luring. Luring is the process of tricking another player into going somewhere dangerous and then killing them for their stuff. Elvemage would go on a few trips with Live to Lure, and even featured some of their kills that they got in his videos. However, he didn't disclose that they were lures, but it wouldn't be long before everyone found out. It also won't be long until you discover America's #1 meal kit, HelloFresh. Luring is against the spirit of the game, it's not against the rules. Free breakfast for life. One breakfast item per box while subscription is active if you're in the US. Outside the US, the local discount will apply. At the time, luring was a very controversial topic. The player base was very split on if it was scummy or not. A Jagex moderator on the game's official forums had said that although luring is against the spirit of the game, it's not against the rules. So lurers
32
were
arson.
able to trick players into losing all of their stuff without fear of punishment. But it was understandably heavily looked down upon by a large percentage of the player base. The only good thing I can say about luring is that it taught us all a very valuable lesson. Nobody is going to give you 1 billion gold for just taking 3 steps into the wilderness. Especially, and this is important, if their username sounds like it belongs in a Modern Warfare 2 lobby. If you're dealing with XX God Sniper XX, it's already too late. Your bank is just his now. As Elvemage continued to go luring with Live to Lure, he would quickly become close friends with Fearney, and together they would create one of the most impressive PKing videos the community had ever seen. In about a week's time of PKing together, they were able to get multiple Barrows armor pieces, a handful of Dragon Plate legs, and 31 whips. This stuff was the best gear in the game, and they would easily be taking home close to 100 million GP each. As you might have guessed, the majority of these drops were earned by luring unsuspecting players into the wilderness. But this time, they had a new technique.
How are they so
Skull tricking.
unsuspecting?
For those that don't know,
Skull
whenever you're
tricking.
skulled in RuneScape and you die to another player, you lose every item you're carrying instead of getting to keep the most valuable 3. The only ways to become skulled at this time were either by entering the abyss or by attacking another player in the wilderness unprovoked. Skull tricking is exactly what it sounds like. You trick another player into skulling, so when they die, you get all their stuff. Fearney and Elfmage never revealed the skull tricking method they used in this video, but a large number of them have existed throughout RuneScape's history. This video would also mark a big turning point in Elfmage's career. For the first time ever, he would openly tell his viewers that he lured other players to get these kills. Although this would upset a handful of his audience, the majority actually didn't care, and some even encouraged it. They loved seeing the massive loot that Elv was able to get in such a short amount of time. By now, Elfmage was easily the most famous PKer in the game. Almost every video he published would pass 100,000 views just days after uploading
Damn.
them. His name recognition was so large that he was nearly as well known as Zezima. Pretty much everywhere he went in-game, he would be absolutely mobbed. Players would see him somewhere, follow him around spamming his name, and then PM all their friends to come do it too. Even in the wilderness, he couldn't escape. He'd get mobbed there too. As dangerous as it might be following a known lurer into the wilderness, imagine being the guy who killed Elfmage. He was on top of the world, but everything was about to come crashing down. In February of 2007, Elfmage was permanently muted by Jagex. Nobody seems to know exactly why, but while researching, I came across 2 main theories. The first, and probably most pushed theory, is that he was muted for luring. However, as you know, luring was not against the rules. So instead, I subscribed to theory number 2, just like how you should subscribe to this YouTube channel. Theory number 2 is that Elfmage's fame got to his head a little bit, and thinking he was untouchable, said mods should burn in hell. The reason he said this has been lost to time, but I'd bet that it was because a luring victim told him that a Jagex moderator would ban him. Again, it wasn't against the rules, but not everybody knew that, and it sure seems like it should be. Another reason I'm more inclined to believe theory number 2 is because Elfmage was no stranger to breaking the rule against offensive language, and had been temporarily muted for it in the past. It seems that this time was the final straw. Regardless of if he deserved this mute or not, his fans were furious. Hundreds of them would descend onto Falador Square in World 28 and began rioting. It started off as a riot about how Elfmage's mute was unfair, but devolved into a riot about how mutes and bans in general are unfair. Nobody should be getting muted or banned regardless of what they do. And we don't just believe that because we've sat here for hours spamming any sort of expletive that pops into our brains. Now, this riot was actually the 3rd one ever in recorded history, so Jagex didn't exactly know how to handle this type of thing. Instead of the usual tactic of just ignoring it and waiting for it to eventually blow over, John H would log into the game to try and handle things. When he first showed up, the crowd went silent, ready to listen. He said, "Everybody, I've heard your complaints." And in response, Jagex will do nothing. The crowd went feral. The spamming
Oh my
doubled.
God.
Bystanders who happened to wander into this riot started begging John for free stuff, and someone was buying full bronze? Mod John H would attempt to respond to real complaints about Jagex's punishment system for about half an hour before giving up and letting player moderators handle the rest. And ultimately this
He said, "I'm out. You guys take care of it."
riot lasted for about 14 hours, and unsurprisingly accomplished nothing. In fact, the rioters may have made things worse. This is because about a month later, Jagex would officially make luring against the game rules. So now players that did it could be muted or banned going forward. Although this didn't really matter to Elfmage because he was already muted. In his next video, he would rebrand himself as the muted PKer. But if you watch this video closely, you'll notice something odd. Even though he's muted, he's still luring people. Following his mute, he would continue luring with Live to Lure, but when they weren't available, he would just get his friends to help. They would do the talking to get the victim into the wilderness, and he would just do the rest. Despite Elfmage's status as a permanently muted rule breaker, his fame continued to surge. He would keep making videos, parading around the game, and all his usual antics. just silently, for now. In mid-2007, Elvmage's channel would disappear completely. If you attempted to visit his page, YouTube would tell you that his account had been suspended. But why? Well, here's a link to what was his 8th PKing video. If you attempt to watch it today, you'll receive this message. This video is no longer available due to a copyright claim by Jagex Limited. Those of you who played RuneScape in 2006 and 2007 know that PKing videos were by far the most popular RuneScape content on YouTube, and Elvmage's videos were the most watched. It seems that Jagex wasn't happy that their most famous creator was breaking the game's rules and receiving tons of adoration for it, so they had YouTube strike the videos down. Elvmage wouldn't make a new YouTube channel after this, but dozens of copycats claiming to be him would re-upload his videos, which is why all of the old footage of his videos and this video look like they were recorded on an actual potato. Meanwhile, soon after this, Elvmage would get unmuted in RuneScape for some unknown reason. If I had to guess, he ended up appealing his mute a few months after it happened, and someone on the player support team who wasn't aware of who he was granted the request. What he was believed to have said to earn this mute wasn't all that expletive, and surely he had learned his lesson by now, right? Unsurprisingly, Elvmage would return to his—
Bro, who's following anybody in that? It's I don't believe it.
his old ways of luring players. But this time, he would lure his fans too. Luckily for us, a few players recorded him doing this so we can see exactly how he did it. Even though Elvmage was no longer muted, he still had a friend help him out with this lure. Elvmage was far too famous to do it alone, as he'd be immediately swarmed. His friend would approach a potential victim and say, "Hey, would you like to be in one of Elvmage's videos? He needs someone to PK with," or something like that. The potential victim would go, "I'm not falling for that, you don't really know Elvmage." Elvmage's friend would say, "Yeah, I do, and he just added you to his friends list, so send him a message." From there, Elvmage would gain the victim's trust and tell them to bring 3 good pieces of armor and some other cheaper gear and to meet him out in level 40 Wilderness. Now, the victim might not see any problem with this. As long as they don't skull, if they die, they won't lose their 3 valuable pieces of armor. They'll just lose the cheaper stuff and get a chance to PK with their idol. So, the victim would teleport out to level 40 Wilderness and follow Elvmage around for a bit. He would say that he was looking for his video's director. If the victim got suspicious, Elvmage would say things like, "OMG, I guess you don't trust me," or "I can find plenty of other people who want to PK with me." Stuff that seems like it's part of a true friendship and totally not a big scam. Eventually, Elv and the victim would meet up with the director, who was really just another one of Elv's friends. From here, the director would trade Elvmage some red chichampas and tell him to equip them. This was just to make the victim feel more comfortable, because right after, the director would ask the victim to do the same. After the victim equipped them, the director would say, "Okay, I'm gonna attack you, and then you attack me back. Since I'm attacking first, you won't skull. This is all a part of the video. You'll kill me, and it'll look like you got some good stuff." But that's not what would actually happen. Chinchampas are special, because they do area of effect damage. If you attack someone with one, players in a 3x3 radius of the target will also take damage. So, after the victim started attacking the director, Elvmage would run over next to him and take damage from the victim's Chinchampa, thus skulling the victim. From there, Elv and the director would kill the player to attack me back. Since I'm attacking first, you won't skull. This is all a part of the video. You'll kill me, and it'll look like you got some good stuff. But that's not what would actually happen. Chinchampas are special, because they do area of effect damage. If you attack someone with one, players in a 3x3 radius of the target will also take damage. So, after the victim started attacking the director, Elvmage would run over next to him and take damage from the victim's Chinchampa, thus skulling the victim. From there, Elv and the director would kill the player and take all of their stuff. You'd think that this would cause some major outrage in the RuneScape community.
What?
The director would say, "Okay." Elvmage would say things like, "OMG, I guess you don't trust me," or "I can find plenty of other people who want to PK with me." Stuff that seems like it's part of a true friendship and totally not a big scam. victim. Eventually, Elv and the victim would meet up with the director, who was really just another one of Elv's friends. From here, the director would trade Elvmage some red chichampas and tell him to equip them. This was just to make the victim feel more comfortable, because right after, the director would ask the victim to do the same. After the victim equipped them, the director would say, "Okay, I'm gonna attack you, and then you attack me back. Since I'm attacking first, you won't skull. This is all a part of the video. You'll kill me, and it'll look like you got some good stuff." But that's not what would actually happen. Chinchampas are special, because they do area of effect damage. If you attack someone with one, players in a 3x3 radius of the target will also take damage. So, after the victim started attacking the director, Elvmage would run over next to him and take damage from the victim's Chinchampa, thus skulling the victim. From there, Elv and the director would kill the player and take all of their stuff. You'd think that this would cause some major outrage in the RuneScape community, especially from Elvmage's fans. The same people that had been supporting him over the last few years were now his prime targets. But they didn't care. As long as they weren't the ones losing items, they'd continue to support him, even commenting things like, "You should feel honored that he chose to lure you" on victims' videos. Elvmage would continue to get away with these lures for a few months, before he was ultimately banned in August of 2007. But he wasn't banned for luring. He was real-world trading the golden items he lured, and Jagex had finally caught on. Just like when he got muted, tons of imposters would attempt to take his place. But this time, they were more convincing than before. A YouTube channel called Elv Returns was able to trick thousands of players into thinking he was really Elvmage. He would upload a video of himself logged into the RuneScape website showing off all of the past mutes Elvmage had received and the permanent ban. But this was all faked using the Inspect Element tool included with most web browsers. Regardless, players bought it, and Elv Returns would receive around 9 million gold in donations from fans. It got bad enough that one of Elv's PKing friends, NOOB Rider, had to make a statement. Elv Returns was not Elvmage, and the real Elvmage was not actively playing the game. Elvmage had other accounts that, as far as we know, weren't banned, but losing his main probably discouraged him from playing at all. Now, Elvmage actually got banned at a pretty convenient time. At the end of 2007, Jagex would make the wilderness a safe zone in an attempt to end real-world trading and all of the problems it brought to the game. This would mark the end of what many people refer to as the golden age of RuneScape 2, but this was not the last time we'd hear from Elvmage. On May 11th, 2009, Jagex updated their offense system and would make some changes to the rules of RuneScape. Many offenses players could commit would now expire after 12 months, and they would be unbanning a significant number of previously banned players, one of which was Elvmage. The day after this update, Elvmage logged into Edgeville and attracted crowds just as large as he used to back in his glory days. The player base clearly hadn't forgotten about him. Over the next few weeks, he would log in here and there to parade around and talk to his clan chat, but ultimately with the wilderness still being a safe zone and the game changing so much, he quickly lost interest and disappeared again. In August of 2009, he would make a post on a real-world trading website to tell his story, and attempt to sell his account to the highest bidder. Now, I'm sure you've heard of threads like this before. Someone claiming they're a famous player that's selling their account for whatever reason. "Yeah, I'm Zezima. I'm quitting because my mom grounded me for bad grades and took my computer. So just send me $500 on PayPal for my account." She's totally cool with that part, bro. Usually, these are just imposters trying to scam you out of your money. But after reading through this thread, I have zero doubts that this is indeed Elvmage. He provides details that only his closest friends or longtime fans would know, and a site administrator even met up with him in-game to confirm that he did indeed own the account and was telling the truth. Screenshots and a video were also included in the post, but they've since been deleted. They were all hosted on Image Shack, which purged most of its database in 2016. There is genuinely nothing that fills me with more rage than when I stumble across an amazing historical thread, open the pictures, and see this image is no longer available. I would honestly rather get scammed by by XX God Sniper XX, and that's really saying something. Ultimately, bids got up to $700 before the thread died. It seemed that Elv had changed his mind on selling the account. Now, this was actually the last time we'd hear from Elvmage directly, but it wouldn't be the last time players would see his name in-game. In July of 2014, Jagex would begin releasing character names from inactive and banned accounts. Seeing as how Elvmage hadn't logged in for years at this point, his name was released and someone else took it. The name was then sold to another player who seems to still be playing old school RuneScape with it today. They're even maxed. Something the real Elvmage would never do. Based on his stats from before he was banned, I think the only thing he liked about this game was PKing, and whipping up a nice meal every now and then. Although Elvmage has since disappeared from the internet entirely, and he probably wasn't the best role model for us to have as kids, there's no doubt that he was an insanely influential player for his short time playing. Almost 2 decades later, he still hasn't been forgotten, and his re-uploaded videos still garner thousands of views and dozens of comments every year. If you like this video, you'll love the one
I love this guy's channel. Are we almost ready for that quest? Almost. One level. Thanks a lot, Twitch, Kick, and YouTube. I'm going to cut my stream off now to make another video. To anybody who is following on TikTok or YouTube, Kick, or Twitch, whatever you like. I really appreciate you checking out those videos. I'll be back on later. I just wanted to test out my new camera and equipment.